That's right, we are heading in to the Silent Hill HD Collection. This is the 360 version of the HD Collection being played on the Xbox One because it is backwards compatible. The reason I'm doing this, a couple of reasons. One, same reason I played Silent Hill 2 on the HD Collection last year. This version of the game, the HD Collection on the Xbox One, is the only modern platform that Silent Hill 2 and 3 are available on for purchase. That's why I'm playing this one and not the PS3 version. Just to remind you, if you wanted to buy these games today, this is the only platform it's actually available for sale on right now. Modern platform, I should say. So if you have an Xbox One, great. You have a current generation console that can play Silent Hill 2 and 3, and it's the only one that can. It's just, that's a fun little fact I like to mention. But hey, Silent Hill 4 was re-released on PC not too long ago at the time of this stream. Who knows, maybe 2 and 3 could be coming, because those had PC ports. Maybe it could happen, but for now, it hasn't. So, we're going to be playing Silent Hill 3 on the HD Collection. We're fast-forwarding 8 years after the release of Silent Hill 3 in North America, which was 2004. This version was released in 2012. And hey, guess what? 8 years between those two dates, 8 years between the release of this and now. So when people refer to this as the new release of Silent Hill 2 and 3, just as many years passed between the original release and this as the release of this to now. That's right. Time marches on inexorably, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But we can play Silent Hill 3. Some parts of this game might be considered violent or cruel. We already know. We have seen the violent and cruel parts. But what we're doing here, we're going to be playing an extra new game to see some new things, some bonus things that you get in a New Game Plus, but also because Silent Hill 3 in the HD Collection has brand new voice acting. We heard the original voice acting with the PC version. Now it's time to hear some professional voice actors take a crack at it. Well, no, don't need to go back to the attract mode. So what we're going to do, well, first let's go to extra costume here. You get this screen after you beat the game the first time. Now, there are additional costumes that you can get. The way you get them is you can get passwords that you enter on this typewriter. So, I think the one we got at the end of our first playthrough, I think was this one. I think it just gave us this one. Happy birthday. So if we enter this, I already have this costume. But by entering this, I do think it means that we will now start the game with this particular costume. I have entered in all of the passwords for all of the costumes, so we have everything accessible. I'm going to go to extra new game now. There are extreme difficulties. We're just going to play it on hard. We played it on normal the first time. We're going to play it on hard. Maybe we'll take a look at extreme at some point, but we're going to just play this on hard. As for riddle level, we did this on normal last time, but I guess if we're playing Silent Hill 3, we have to look at the hard riddles. This game is kind of known for the hard riddles. Let's get started. Oh, actually, no, hold on. I'm almost forgetting something. What am I doing? Heather has a bunch of new costumes, but she's not the only one. Douglas has a new costume as well. Oh, yes. And the way we get that is we go up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. And I think, if I entered that correctly, that is the Konami code. That should work. Sexy. Yep, it sure did. All right, let's get started.
What a nightmare. Dad, it's me. Yeah, sorry I didn't call sooner. Yeah, I guess I was. Anyway, I'm coming home now. Oh, I didn't get that thing you asked me to. Okay. Okay, I will. I love you too, Dad.
Heather, I need to speak with you. My name is Douglas Cartman. I'm a detective.
A detective? Really? Well, nice talking to you.
Hold on. There's someone that wants to meet you. Just let me have an hour. No, a half hour of your time.
My daddy always told me not to talk to strangers.
This is very important. It's about your birth.
I'm not interested. Are you still following me? Do I have to scream?
Sorry. I'll wait here.
I don't know. Something suspicious about that Douglas. Well, okay. So, getting a sample of the new voice acting, and also a look at a new costume. Most of Heather's costumes will look like this, wearing jeans and a tank top. Let's save for right now. Well, you know what we have to do. We don't want to go back out. We have to go through the window. Now, in a New Game Plus, you can get special weapons. One of them we're going to find right here. Unlimited submachine gun. Let's have a look at that. Fires unlimited rounds. No submachine gun bullets necessary. So you get this one if you kill the last boss with a melee weapon. Then you find this unlimited submachine gun hanging around here in the alley. Oh, actually, let's look at these costumes. Heather has many of them, many tank tops. She also has this. Actually, see, you didn't know this, but it turns out that Heather is actually a magical girl. She never actually revealed that information during our first playthrough. But as we know, magical girls never power up unless there's real trouble, so she's not going to do that right now. As for right now, we're wearing this. Let's try something else. Here's the zipper shirt. It's a white tank top. Not much on it. There's like a zipper going across the chest. Not too much of a design on this one. All right, let's go meet a monster.
Stay back! Get the hell away from me! What the hell is this thing?
I do like the shirt, I do like that the shirt says Silent Hill on it. I assume in universe that would just mean that if you go to Silent Hill, which is a tourist town, you can buy souvenirs and clothes with Silent Hill's name on it. So clearly that's where this came from. Also, we picked up this handgun, but we don't need that because we have the unlimited submachine gun, and we'll need it. So one thing to know about this playthrough, we're going to kill a lot of monsters. In my first playthrough, I did not kill many, but we're going for a different ending this time, and the ending requires us to kill many monsters. Fortunately, we will have weapons to do this with. I did say there were multiple endings. There are not many compared to the previous Silent Hill games. And... okay, well, let's look at this. On hard difficulty, the numb body is much more aggressive. But, I mean, we don't really have to worry about it, though. So these numb bodies were really not much of a threat at all on normal. On hard, they'll come at you pretty... They will come at you. They will attack. But as I was saying, for the endings in Silent Hill 3, the ending we're going for now, really the only difference here, I mean, there are some differences, but the main difference is that we want to kill a lot of enemies because we're building up an unseen score. We have to get a certain number of points. You can't see the points, but they're there, and we get them by killing these enemies. Anyway, we have to get these tongs. Also, something that's here... in any bakery, you will find a flamethrower. How else do you bake the bread? Helen's Bakery. Crispy toasted dead right to your very door. I'm happy someone had the idea to do that. Anyway, you get this maybe just by beating the game. I got this just by beating the game. I don't think I did anything in particular. It's unlimited. There we go. Pretty short range, though. We can try it out on these guys. Let's see. There we go. Let's try it on this guy. Nope, he's got... Yep, I got hit. With this weapon, you want to... try to stun lock. No, he's just walking right through it. I know you can stun lock him, but it's just not happening for me right now. So let's get out the submachine gun. And as you can see, this enemy is much more aggressive as well. The machine gun really is much better. The flamethrower is kind of limited, but we will find some enemies that it'll work better on. So we got the tongs. We're going to go get that key that's under the pallet. But before we do that, there's something else to find. There's a door right here. What a weird doorknob. I bet I could, take it off. I got a lightsaber. So this is what you get if you beat the game... by killing the last boss with a gun. A sword shining with a strange force. A switch turns the blade on and off. So we have a lightsaber. Gzong, gzong, gzong. Probably should hold off from using this, considering my health is low. Use it when we're in a bit of a safer situation, I think. So remember, there's a key under this, but hey, oh man, I don't want to reach for it. It's too much of a hassle. It's so heavy. I don't wanna. But fortunately, we did get like I could try to like scrape at it with the house key, but the tongs are a better choice. All right, key taken with tongs. Let's see if I can stun lock that numb body with the flamethrower. Make him do a little dance. There we go. He's dancing. This is not the strongest of weapons. If you're wondering why the submachine gun is so much better, killing the last boss with a melee weapon is, you know, maybe not as easy as using a gun. So you get a bit of a better reward, I think, if you're able to do it. I think there's someone else walking out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're entering the bookstore. So this is kind of... There's more than one infamous puzzle, but this is one of them. So you remember how the bookstore puzzle went? Book, 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 book. You can put them on the shelves. But this time round, we want to look at what these are. Let's examine. Book 1 is Romeo and Juliet. Book 2 is King Lear. Book 3 is Macbeth. Book 4 is Hamlet. And Book 5 is Othello. So why do we need to know what the stories actually are this time? Well, the riddle to get the code here is a bit more elaborate this time round. In here is a tragedy, art thou player, our audience. Be as it may, the end doth remain, all go on only toward death. The first words at thy left hand, a false lunacy, a madly dancing man, hearing unhearable words, drawn to a beloved's grave, and there mayhap true madness at last. As did this one, playing at death, find true death at the last. Killing a nameless lover, she pierced a heart rent by sorrow. Doth lie invite truth? doth verity but wear the mask of falsehood? Ah, thou pitiful, thou miserable ones! Still amidst lies, though the end cometh not, wherefore yearn for death? Wilt thou attend to thy beloved? Truth and lies, life and death, the game of turning white to black, and black to white. Is not a silence brimming with love more precious than flattery? A peaceful slumber preferred to a throne besmirched with blood? One vengeful man spilled blood for two youths shed tears for three witches disappeared thusly, and only the 4 keys remain. Ah, but verily, in here is a tragedy. Art thou player or audience? There is nothing which cannot become a puppet of fate or an onlooker peering into the cage. All right, there we go. That's your clue. Solve the puzzle now. It's a 4-digit code to open this door. You know, I think I would not like to work at this store. The manager seems, maybe a bit pretentious, maybe putting on airs a little bit. Solve this riddle to get into the back room. Okay. What are we talking about? Let's go to the shelf where I can put the books in. There's the only place where there's any room left. Just line the books up. Not in order, though. Okay. So, the beginning of the clue said the first words at thy left hand. So, the order is from left to right to read the code. The beginning, the way the riddle works, it describes each story. The first story it described was Hamlet. So we're going to use that. So this point, in order to solve this part of the riddle, not the whole riddle, just this part, you would need to look up the plots of each of these stories if you're not familiar, and figure out which part of the riddle is referring to each story. So the next story that the riddle describes is Romeo and Juliet, which was book 1. Then the third book that it describes, I believe, was Othello, and I think they said that was book 5. Then the next story that was described was King Lear, which is in book 2. And then lastly, we have Macbeth, which was book 3. So we have an order of numbers, 4, 1, 5, 2, 3. There's a problem. 5 numbers, and the code is only 4. Should we try to enter 4, 1, 5, 2 or 1, 5, 2, 3? Should we try to enter these? No. That's not what we're doing here. So far, I don't think it's that ridiculous. It's a little weird because you do have to have knowledge of these plays. But this part, I think, is maybe a bit over the line. Let's see. Let's go to this one. One vengeful man spilled blood for 2 youths shed tears for 3 witches disappeared thusly, and only the 4 keys remain. Okay. What does this one refer to? One vengeful man spilled blood for 2. So, in this part, it's talking about Hamlet. And when it says he spilled blood for 2, what you're supposed to figure out is take the number of the Hamlet book and multiply it by 2. Hamlet was book 4, so it becomes 8. The next line, 2 youths shed tears for 3. Well, 2 youths referring to Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet was book 1. They shed tears for 3. Take their book number 1 and multiply it by 3. Their number is now 3. 3 witches disappeared thusly. Okay, 3 witches, that describes Macbeth. What do we do with that book? Do we change the number of that book to something? Clearly that book is part of the code, right? No, that's wrong. 3 witches disappeared, so Macbeth is not actually part of the code. It is not 0. Do not say it's 0, because 0 would still be a number. We're just removing Macbeth from the code entirely. So that means the numbers are Hamlet times 2, which is 8. Romeo and Juliet times 3, which is 3. The remaining 2 books, they stay the same. So it was Othello with 5 and King Lear with 2. So those numbers don't change. So, okay, 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 3 is 3. Then Othello was book 5, and King Lear was book 2. And it's unlocked. So this is a very infamous puzzle from this game. I think it wouldn't be that bad if it was just you have to look up these Shakespeare references if you don't know them and then line the books up. I don't think it would be that bad if it was only that. It's that last part that I think is pretty ridiculous.
Hey, wait, what's going on? Where is everybody? Those weird monsters.
They've come to witness the beginning. The rebirth of paradise, unspoiled by mankind.
What are you talking about?
Don't you know? Your power is needed.
How should I know?
I am Claudia.
So what?
Remember me, and your true self as well. Also, that which you must become. The one who will lead us to paradise, with blood-stained hands.
Claudia, right? Did you do all this?
It was the hand of God.
Wait! I don't get it. What does she want me to remember?
What does she want? Who could possibly say? Well, let's follow her and go to the elevator. I assume Heather, in this case, was just, she had a headache after doing the Shakespeare puzzle. That's all that was. I also do like the way the game just throws the radio at you. You know what this is. Just pick it up.
Is this a dream? It's gotta be. Not even a kid could believe in this. When am I gonna wake up?
All right. We're in the other world. Let's see. What doors actually work? None of these. The dogs are much less of a problem with this gun. So we've heard some samples of the voice acting so far. It's not bad. Some might say that it's more professionally done than the original voice acting. But I think, like I've mentioned, I do like the rougher voice acting of the original, just because it sounds more like real people. Heather sounds like an anime character in this. And anime characters, they don't sound like people, is the thing. I missed one door. It probably doesn't open. Oh, and these restrooms. There we go. You know, something that occurred to me. Here are the payphones, and the bathrooms are up ahead. So, let's see. Where exactly are the restrooms? Here. This is where the ladies' room is. So, when Douglas said he would wait right here, like, this is where he was standing. And I don't see him around. And he said he would wait right here. I guess things got too real for him. Oh yeah, here's the flashlight room. And on this version of the game, the HD collection, I did beat Silent Hill 2 last year. So this should work. Full of filthy, muddy water. It looks like something's stopping it up. Let's remove the blockage.
Ugh, no. Forget it. This is way too gross. Who would even think of doing something so disgusting?
I can't imagine who. Sometimes you just see a wallet in a toilet and you just say, hey, maybe I should just go get that. Just stick my hand down in there. bunch of dogs. How we doing on health? We're in yellow. Might as well enjoy a nice, refreshing health drink. Can you believe that Konami never tried to get into the energy drink business with health drinks? It seems so obvious. It's right there. It's like, it seems like so much of an obvious use of the Silent Hill brand than to make a pachinko machine based on it. You remember the solution to this. There's a ladder. How do I reach that ladder? It's way too high. I got a hanger. There we go. I mean, Silent Hill had a major theatrical motion picture. That would have been a great time to roll out Silent Hill brand health drinks. So you heard a vague daddy that time. The Silent Hill 1 voice acting was replaced with all the other voice acting as well, so they could actually include it in this. So the Silent Hill 1 lines were also revoiced. See, they're aggressive. They come at you. They come at you real quick. I think there's someone still alive. I hear someone. I can't see anyone. Someone hanging back, just letting his friends do the work. They've got it. I'm sure I don't need to get involved. Here's our walnut, which of course, as we know, has a moonstone inside. Here we have, whoops, there's a dog coming from behind. about to say, we haven't actually tried our lightsaber. Well, the camera angle is not the best right here, but I guess we should, you know, give it a try, see how it works. It's pretty powerful, but the only thing is that there's a bit of a delay when you take it out because it does that. So it takes a second, and that sometimes can make the difference. Barbecued dog, get the cooked key. We'll still take the pipe. We won't really be using it or anything, but, you know, might as well take it while we're here. There's also kind of a weird secret involving that a little later on. I still don't like the pendulums, who are the blade insects, the buzzsaw guys. I still don't like them. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's right. There it is. Okay. There's our second bottle. Our second ingredient for poison gas. And we get to hear some brand new voice acting as Heather creates poison gas right in her face. Make sure we turn the fan on to ventilate. Wouldn't want to hurt ourselves. And of course, the most valuable item of all, beef jerky. Though it actually did come in pretty handy against those crawly guys in the hospital. I didn't actually know that beef jerky worked on them. And of course, here's the sports store. The sports store for all of your gurney and leather straps needs. And don't forget the vices. Plenty of vices to buy. Oh yeah, that's right. This place becomes refilled when I go back through. powerful, but it does result in some fun animations. Sir, please. I'm just trying to get by your... There we go. Before we go through this door. Yeah, there is a bathroom we can go in here. Doesn't seem like there's ever anything in it. No, still nothing in it. Alright, so of course you know what we do here. We take our moonstone that we got from our walnut and unlock the door. Which brings us to the big ladder, which will take us down for a fight against some big old symbolism. If you're wondering what the boss is symbolic of, clearly it's symbolic of the first boss from the first game, which also had a split head. It's symbolic of that. Alright, so clearly this is a big problem. Let's take a health drink. And this is probably... I think this calls for a magical girl transformation. Okay, so Heather has transformed into her identity as of Princess Heart. You see, no one knows, not even her father, that she is the superhero Princess Heart. She keeps it a secret from everyone. Now, Heather does have magical girl abilities, however, we do have to unlock them. I do not have them unlocked, but maybe in this playthrough we will kill enough enemies to unlock her powers. Maybe it could happen. We will see. For the time being, we will just say that Princess Heart is a magical girl who carries a magical submachine gun that never runs out of bullets. Has there ever been something like that? Magical girl who uses guns? That has to have happened, right? I mean, if you could have some heavy arms that never run out of bullets, if that was your power, it's a pretty good power. The split worm is not entirely sure what's happening right now. It's not really how it's supposed to go. If I wasn't using that weapon, we surely would have seen some attacks from the split worm. It is more aggressive on hard, but it's not how it went.
What? It's the shopping mall just like before. Am I back?
We are indeed back. The giant monster has been defeated. Of course, that means the job for Princess Heart is done. She has to change back. She can't let anyone know her secret identity. So let's see. We've used the zipper shirt, the heather shirt. I guess next one up is the don't touch shirt. Let's have a look at it. It's purple. It's like a big yellow cross and a circle on it. Hopefully we get a closer look at it. All right. Let's walk on outside and act like nothing Princess Heart, who is that? I mean, I admire her and how powerful and beautiful she is, but I don't know who what? Who's that?
Heather!
It's you.
What just happened?
You must be one of them.
What did I do? And what do you mean by one of them?
You're in on this with that Claudia, aren't you?
Claudia? What about her? She asked me to find you, that's all.
So you are one of them.
Claudia did all that? Look, I was just hired to find you. I'm not on anybody's side. I don't know anything about this. Why don't you start by telling me what happened here? And that monster. What the hell was that?
I don't know any more than you do. All I know is that things are getting really screwy around here, and I've got a weird feeling it has something to do with me. Maybe you're just an innocent bystander, but I can't feel sorry for you, because you dragged me into this. You know, if you hadn't found me...
What are you talking about? What's so special about you anyway?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be so confused, would I? But I know there's something. Something I've been running from and forgotten forgot for a long time. How did I remember that?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
I'm taking the subway home.
What should I do?
Hell if I know.
You know, thinking about it, if I was in a mall and I saw a sign saying Subway down here, I would think, yeah, I guess I'm kind of hungry. I could go for a sandwich. And then I walk down here, I'm like, oh, no, it's not what I thought. That I'll go back up. I got no use for that place anymore. I'd rather get back home on the double. Yeah, so Heather is on her way through the subway. As we know, will be a very uneventful trip home. Nothing bad can happen. What could happen? We're just going to take a bit of a break as we think about the new voice acting and consider. I mean, like I said, I think they did in a vacuum. They did a good job. It's just knowing what the voice acting was before always makes me feel, well, that's not how that's supposed to sound. That's always the reaction whenever I hear anything. We're going to take a little break and we'll be back with more Silent Hill 3.